So, welcome to Travelling Matt. Today I am out in Shoreditch and Hoxton, and they are two locations which I actually grew up in, so looking forward to investigating and seeing how much they've changed over the years. So I'll see you after the intro. So we're going to start on near Pitfall Street. I just want to show you this pub because this is a typical example of an old style pub. Do apologise about the police cars. That's on Pitfall Street, which down there is Pitfall Street. What we're going to do, we're going to go around the back and I'm going to show you the old marketplace of where Hoxton Market used to be, and show you where it is now and how much it's changed. This has all been redeveloped. So you see the old warehouses all turned into modern flats. Actually, it's the National Centre for Arts and Crafts. Good to see it's been repurposed, done for community. This, ladies and gents, used to be Hoxton Market when it first turned into the market, but now it's changed. You see this building just here, which now is starting to rain, which is nice. That is in a game, a famous game. So this is Hoxton Market. What I'm going to do is go around, go slightly onto Shoreditch. So look, it says on here, done above Hackney, Louis Daddy, over 1868 to 1915. Only secretary founders of Hoxton Market, Christian mission founded, which was actually in this building. So this is the Christian mission, built in 1865, founded by a guy called Daddy, but it was Louis Barrett, I think I got his name wrong, and his son. So these are all the developments they're doing now. Well, I want to say how much they can probably cost, but you know, so the National Centre for Arts, this used to be the Whitney St Leonard's Shoreditch electronic lighting station. So this used to be a station in 1896. No factory. See the name up there as well. What I'm going to do is go around a corner so you see the old entrance to the warehouses. This is on Corner Street. Let's spin around the corner and we're going to go to Sill. We've still got some old warehouses here. These are now obviously not in use as warehouses. The vapes. I want to show you this building because we're going to go around the front because it has strong links to somebody very famous who used to live here. Now it's a restaurant, as always, and this was up here. James Parkinson's physician and genealogist lived here. So basically Parkinson's, the condition, he's the one who established it and brought it to the forefront. He lives in Hoxton Square, and I'm going to go over this way. Basically, I'm going to my old school. I used to go to school here, and this is my old church, and this used to be the old school. So I'll explain to you in a minute. So I was going to show you these warehouses before I start talking about what my impact around here. So this church is St. Monica's, and this school, St. Monica's School. My brothers used to go to. I never attended that school because that school was then moved to this school where I attended, which we're going to go past it anyway. And here's the vicarage for the church. And something which has changed, this bit here, the building now, which is obviously now either offices or somewhere where it lives, that used to be a hall where we held my mum's wake. So much has changed here. You go through that way to Pitfall Street, and this is where we came from. Go across to over. This is called Hoxton Square. And in there is Hoxton Catholic School. You see Hoxton Square there. And if I remember correctly, it was 1984. We had a massive storm, and I remember being in this building, just at this window, one of these buildings here. And there was a tree that fell across that path that got struck by lightning. So, let's walk down. I have great memories at my old school. And I found it really interesting how they always had a pub next to school. I don't know if my parents done that specifically, but in my upper school, my secondary school, we had a pub there as well. And we got the Red Lion in the secondary school. I remember my parents going to the pub after, dropping me off, but hey, you never know. I was too busy being in school. So that way we're going to come back on, because that way leads to Shoreditch. This is the Red Lion. What we're going to do, walk up this way. My school it always looked smaller than it is, obviously, as you get older, but obviously we grow up, don't we? I remember we had workmen in fixing that roof, and I was infatuated by these workmen. But anyway, so that's new, that building, because that wasn't there when I was here. That is also, I don't know what that is actually. I know that needs significance because I remember going to school here and them talking about that building. I'm not sure what it is. I'll have to look into it. And in there is a nursery. I don't want to film in there. And this is the new City College, Hackney campus. Now, this building, I don't know about, remember before I talk about the college, long hair, I remember being my mates, and anyone who remembers the Bill, UK police drama, they filmed along this way, and they took up the whole of this road. And that's when I met some of the stars there. Anyway, this building, I don't know if you can see that. Oh, that was an old college. It goes right there around the back, and I'll show you when we get to the other side. But we're coming on to, this is Hoxton Street. So I'm going to cross over. This is all my local hangout where I was raised. Post office is still the same. And that's inside of the college. Like, growing up in this community, we had gangs. There was like, we was in Jeffrey Court, so we had the Jeffrey gang, which was me and my brothers and my friends. We had Motor Walk, which is over there. And cross over, show you this pub. The Macbeth. So yeah, as I was saying, it was always like gangs, but we was always like, what were these guys? So it looks like it was a sort of Britannia saloon. Well, first time I was here. So anyway, we was at war with different people, different states. But as far as of violence goes, it was mainly throwing stones and stuff at each other. I know it still sounds bad, but we really never had fisty fights. But definitely never had guns or knives in those days. We had knives, he was a bit of a pussy if you had a knife. That wing on has always been a sweet shop, and then next to it on the left, where that black shop is, that used to be a roller skating. Down here, you couldn't have cars. We used to walk through here to go to the school, a school back and back. Then we came to Hoxton Market. Then I'm going to double back, show you where I grew up, and then go back to Shoreditch. You see that restaurant on the corner? That used to be a jeweller's, and that jeweller's was on something called Police 5. It's kind of like a Crime Stoppers thing, and it was raided. I remember the host coming down. Oh, I'm so damn stupid. I'm going to show you this. Hoxton Monster Supplies. Basically, in here you can get all your monster goodies for your little ones. Fungus, floss, vampires. I'm gonna see if they can let me film in there. Just give us a minute.
My name is Panayota. I'm the house Medusa in Oxton Street Monster Supplies. I'm shopkeeper, and this is a shop exclusively for monsters. However, about 10-11 years ago, we decided to open our doors to humans as well. However, some of the monsters were not very happy sharing their quality goods with those pesky humans, so they put a curse on us. And because of this rather inconvenient curse, unfortunately all our profits from the shop magically disappear, and they go to this local charity called the Ministry of Stories, which is doing creative writing workshops for local children of Hoxton. So we have the kids coming into the shop, going through that secret door. They say the magic word and the door opens and all the magic is taking place behind this wall. If you want to film this, it's our newest entry. So it's swamp salts and swamp scrub. It's our swamp spa set for monsters who want to relax in the mud. We've got a collection of brain food, and we only source it from people with an average IQ 145. Okay. That's good for zombies as an extra brain boost. We have a werewolves collection, so after transformation they might need dawn recovery dose or something to turn human after midnight.
I suffer from that.
We are selling the rarest type of blood, O positive and AB negative blood drops. And for banshees with sore throat after screaming, we've got banshee balls.
I love the names that you've got here with the different...
Yes! I think it's Human Snot is one of our best sellers.
Definitely. Awesome. Oh, that looks so good. I won't even ask what it is up there.
So our top jar shelves are available to monsters if you have a valid monster ID with you or a recent death certificate.
Of a monster. I love the music as well that's played in the background.
And we also have our invisible cat, Wells.
I heard that. I was looking for one to walk about. If there was one here. And this is a secret door.
Secret door, so I can just push it slightly, but you can't film any children.
No, that's fine. It's okay. I got an angle. That's all good. Ah, okay. And then this place is children. Excellent. I think it's amazing. I was just in Hoxton Street Monsters and suppliers, and it was really awesome talking to the people there, and you see it on the video when it's all edited. But yeah, it's really good. They do amazing things for the local community, so come down to Hoxton and check them out. They really are unique. So I'm going to do a carry on and go down Hoxton Market, which is changed since I was here. I'm going to see if I can talk to someone in Hoxton Hall as well. But yeah, so much has changed down here, but it's all still good to see it's all still open. What I loved about that was that there was a cat which just made noises, and it was actually present, but yeah, there it goes. That seemed really significant because it's gated off, so let's continue down Hoxton Market and the crossover. When I used to come with my parents back in the day, this Hoxton always shut. So this is one of the oldest music halls in London. And there you've got Queen Mary's Hostel. I'll put the dates in when it's been edited. Guys, all this, yeah, you couldn't even walk down here. And you've got Sib Heroes Bar. It's a shame because the market's dying off, not as vibrant as it used to be when I was a lad. There is Hyman shop, and that there, that Undertaker's, is my mum. They did my mum and dad's funeral. It's a lot of diverse people. So I just want to show you this This is the Oxton Trust. I don't know if it's open. Troy Town. What this is. But which way? So this used to be a dump. We used to come in here and play. And so you got Hoxton Trust. Apparently it's not open at the moment. Let's push on. The license is closed. But that's the actual gardens. In a local community. Going to swim. And yellow just sent now. We wasn't allowed to drink and go to the pub because a lot of the National Front used to go into there, but now obviously it's changed. And it's got a lot of different nationalities in there. It's good to see. Going to the end of the market now. And I remember one time, me and my mate bunked off school and we came down the market, and I think it was this shop here. It used to be a video shop and Pinewood Videos, and my mum was just by that fish and chip shop, which is still the fish and chip shop, and she came out, walked to the left, walked to the right, and I don't think she saw us, and by the time I got home she said, "Oh, you're home early," so no, she managed to get out of me. She said, "Oh, so it wasn't you I saw in the market then, looking for Hoxton Market by Pinewood Video," and she was like, "Oh," so she knew. Mums know everything. That's the entrance. And I'm going to spin back round. I'm going to go into Shoreditch and look at this, guys. How corporate development has changed our landscape of the market. Mental. I wouldn't in my whole life. I don't think I would ever see this in America, Manhattan. Places like that, not in the UK, but you know, people for the suit. This is real life. Caribbean food. Check the lift. This was like a neat place actually. It's called Hell at the Moon. Looks like a pretty good drinking hole actually. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to walk. This is Stanway Street. Down here, me and my mates used to ride up skateboards down there and race each other. My mate used to live in that block. It was so scary in there, so haunted. Though it was a modern building, it was really weird. It was still scary to go into. Lift never seemed to work, as always. So I'm walking down Stanway Street. Just want to show you Stanway Street, and there was an old paper factory here we used to go to get our papers from. And that landscape again has changed with the modernisation of the local community. I suppose it's good in a way, but as long as we don't lose our own identities as the UK and the inner city. So I've just spin you guys around. This is Stanway Street. These are called Jeffrey Court on our left. What I'm going to do is cut through the estate I grew up and then go to Jeffrey Museum and go up Kingsland Road to Shoreditch, and that will conclude our walk. My good mate Roger used to live here. Shout out to you, Roger. No, he's a follower of my channel. This building here, this new build, used to be a paper factory. Now is modern flats, and this wall we could never climb it or jump over it unless the dog was chasing us. And that building in front of us, someone fell to their death, alas, and passed away and died. Committed suicide. So this is where we grew up. Number 130, just there. It's where I was raised. And my old dumping ground. By the way, we didn't have bars in the window, bars in there. Actually outside the doors, and there was a shed just there. There's a shed there for my mate's dad, who was disabled. There, 130. Walk through Jeffrey Museum, see if it's open so you guys can see Jeffrey Museum. This Jeffrey Court estate is named after Jeffrey Museum, who again, after the Black Lives Matter situation, it's been changed to something else now, but because I did some work here recently, my mate used to live there. And let me just show you something. Here, when Princess Diana and Charles got married, this was all taped off and it had a street party. One of the celebrations of the impending future for the monarchy, which alas didn't happen. Looks like it's closed, as always. So that's where I walked through. That is Jeffrey Museum, and this is Kingsland Road. Now Kingsland Road leads, I think, if I remember correctly, is one of the old roads to York, if I remember correctly. One of the kings, I think it was Eleanor, when she died, was a convoy leading to York or Winchester, one of those two. I'll double check. And this is one of the processional roads. So I'm going to cross over. If I get mine over. It looks like Jeffrey Museum is open. So, let me just show you this. That's it. So, this building is named after Queen Victoria. Queen Victoria's room, AD 1497. She came here and stayed in that part in here when she visited. Also, the Queen visited in the early 80s. There is footage of that. And I thought through it since we taped off, but as I'm going through the clock tower, and let's go around over there, which I'll show you is a cemetery. Taped off. So let me go around. So Jeffrey Museum was initially belonging to the monarchy, then went to so it basically said, standing at the door of the Arms House 14, which leads to 4 rooms of 300 years ago. The Arms House was the house where offered accommodation built in 1714. The Arms House provided a room for poor, pensioners and ironmongers company residents with their own furniture and paid no rent, and were given coal and growing £6 per year that lived here. Basically, this place was for, eventually became like a home for nursing who were ill. My mum ended up working there for a short time as a cleaner. And of course, you won't, I can't get close to it anyway. This was Robert Jeffries, founder of the hospital. So this, as I mentioned, this was a hospital founded by Robert Jeffries. And that bell up there used to toll when we were younger. I'll get over to that side close, but over there is where Jeffries is buried. And that's the main entrance. So look at this old sign just above there. So now it's Jeffrey Museum is actually a museum for furniture from different periods, so you can come here and grow herbs. And at the back, you could cut through here. At the back used to be a swing park we used to go and play in, and we used to break in as kids, as you do. And the security guard who used to stay in the Victoria rooms, he used to sit in there, and that used to be his guardhouse. And we had to sneak past him in order to get into the swing park or go around the back. And he used to chase us out of the park. Good old days. But I don't condone doing that now, children. You must stay safe, because there are guards there for a reason. So I'm going back to Kingsland Road, going up to Shoreditch, and then heading back to conclude our walk. So this is, as I mentioned, Kingsland Road. Leads right up to Brick Lane. Watch my Brick Lane video for more on that about Brick Lane and Shoreditch. But in my Brick Lane video, I touched on Shoreditch, but I wanted to focus more on Shoreditch and Hoxton. Oh, Sainsbury's logos, they seem to pop up everywhere. Nice Vietnamese restaurant. I used to get that's the back of the cottage I mentioned to you earlier on. It literally is round the back from all this. The job centre used to be there, which is no longer there. Let me show you this old building. Looks like they used to make glass there, but we'll have a look when we get closer. So that's our walk back from Jeffrey Museum is on the right hand side and Hoxton is on the left. Doesn't matter. In the 80s and the 90s, all this was dead. You had pubs, you had nightclubs, night moves nightclub, which we're going to pass and I'll show you. The train wasn't running. All these eateries weren't here. But since the 2000s and it became gentrified, they just picked up. Look, you see. $18.60. Looks like that's going to be repurposed and changed. Can you hear the train? That never, when I was growing up, there was no train running in Hoxton. That's all recent. Most buses from here run to Liverpool Street, which is intercity. You can get to Liverpool Street station, and I believe it goes international. Curtains, gardens. Hearing that train is really weird. I went to school down there because my dad used to work down here. I remember coming down here as a kid. See the old factories. This is what it used to be like. It's starting to snow now. This is what Hoxton is known for. My dad used to work roughly on the right, if I remember correctly. Building. There's the train line. So you got a bridge. So there is where we came from, and we were going to walk up to Shoreditch. Old residents of Arches, of where the workers would have lived, worked, mainly lived. This is where Shoreditch comes alive. Because just there is Shoreditch Town Hall. And before we cross, going to this church, this is St. Clement's Church. St. Clement's Church is the bells of St. Clement. They're the bells of Shoreditch. It's really weird because people come here and they don't know the true history of Shoreditch and the significance of, I think the church is closed anyway. That is the old church of the old nursery rhyme. For anyone who knows the nursery rhyme and hears the echoes of the past. Wells Company, Commercial and Ironworks. So there'll be Ironworks. We're not going to go this way, that leads to Shoreditch. That leads to Brick Lane. We're going to cut across. I'm going to cross back over and then show you guys the town hall. It's a bike shed, so now they're doing shops that actually fix bikes, just solely a one-stop shop, like you can see over here, which is awesome. As a keen rider myself, so this is the town hall. It's not actually a town hall now. You can hire the place out for events, but again, that was closed when I was growing up. Now it's open, and that's a bike shed. And that goes back to where we were started. I'm concluding. Thank you guys for coming to walk. Please like, share, subscribe for the walk through Shoreditch and Hoxton. I'm here at concluding my drink before I depart. As I said, like, share, subscribe. Thank you, and for being with me, building memories with us today. And I'll see you in the next video.